Welcome to NutriRebel Red Pill Edition, where we try to reach neglected demographics. And there are many of them out there, especially guys. You should see some of these guys on these MGTOW sites, MGTOW, on these forums. Oh man, they're out of shape. Their personalities as well as their face and their body is ugly. I mean, they're just they're stuck in a loop. And I encountered that like 11 years ago. I encountered that philosophy 10, 11 years ago. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of positive things in there, but there are some content creators that go to the extremes, and what might be normal to some might be extreme to others, but there aren't many solutions there is the main point. Therefore, I'm trying to make solutions for these types of, not just guys, but the females in their life as well, because obviously the guys are not happy and they wonder why, and the women are not healthy either. Anyway, it's not about perfection of health, it's about optimizing your everything. So anyway, today we're going to talk about the misleading content producers out there in the health realm, and there are many of them. And I'm not totally knocking them, but you can tell they're probably being paid to mislead you. So here we go. There's John Travolta. Yeah.
People have more and more desire for treatment. Trend is not merely practitioners view the body herbal medicine.
So I made that intro because that's what I encountered. I'll do it again. I'll play it again. That's basically was going through my mind practically my whole life.
People have more and more desire for treatment. Trend is not merely practitioners view the body herbal medicine.
And that's how I saw much of the alternative health realm as well as the conventional health realm. And it's all screwed up because you'll see.
That's exactly right. The food industry has a really long history of using their funding to make it less obvious that they're the ones giving you the message. You know, back in the olden days, you knew when it was a commercial, you knew the difference between entertainment and sponsored messages. But now with social media, it's much harder to tell the difference.
Yeah. And the following subsequent scenes are prominent examples.
There's no shortcuts, guys.
There we
If
go.
you live an ancestrally consistent, evolutionarily consistent life, if you eat the most sought after foods, your body will thrive.
It simply doesn't make too much sense because how much of us live in an evolutionary environment? we're constantly hopping JOBs. We're constantly eating the food shipped halfway across the world or more. We're not living off the land anymore. We're slaving away at some manual labor JOB or desk JOB, and there's no healthcare there. We think that we get healthcare at a company because they give us insurance. I said it's just to make money off of you. They're making money off you from your work, and they're making money off you from your sickness that they majorly helped create. It's just out of this world.
You will not need supplements. I do not take supplements.
He does not take supplements. Okay. Yeah, I put those little blips of text there so I can read it off to you, but I pretty much already did. I don't like reading things off the screen directly, but it allows the viewer to see things, to understand what I'm saying. There's factors blocking absorption. Here we go. I'll just explain a little bit. Digestive problems we're not even aware of. The morning coffee or more is, what do you think that happens to it? What do you think happens to you? All these things affect you in some way. They're not harmless as you think. Oh my.
I do not believe you need supplements. Yes, we make supplements at Heart and Soil, but these supplements are food if you can't get fresh organs. Get fresh organs first. If you can't get fresh organs, get desiccated organs. But in general, you do not need supplements.
Desiccated organs are a factor that I also endorse. However, he goes off the cliff, makes generalized recommendations, and tells us to adopt a fad diet like carnivore. It's a fad diet because it's not individualized.
If you are eating this way and if you are living this way, that is my strong belief.
And it's a strong belief. Beliefs are entirely different than reality. The belief claims he makes run contrary to decades of evidence showing that we are presenting with illnesses, and it's not only because we're eating junk food or wishing ourselves well, as he seems to imply here. It's just this is what confuses people into apathy and confusion, apathy and anger, and They end up going to the doctor's office for
You
health
do not
concerns.
need vitamin D because you're going to get out in the sun.
That's not true. Here's another influencer. He's from Canada, ostensibly, and I follow these guys these pages when they pop up on Facebook and elsewhere, and you can see that they're being paid. They're probably being paid to mislead you. What I'm saying is not that they're saying is that they're lying. Some things are lies. Most of it is truthful, but anyway, here it is. I wish I could blow the screen up for you. However, in the image, this image he made said, I think that one of the dumbest things I ever believed was that vitamin D pill would provide the same effects as raw natural sunlight. Obviously, it does not. But especially if you live in a winter climate, you're not going to get any. Just because you get sun doesn't mean you're going to get vitamin D. And vitamin D is not in the sun. It's reactions that take place between the skin and the body processes. Cholesterol is a major factor for vitamin D production. So if you're on drugs that impede cholesterol, what do you think is going to happen to your vitamin D production? And what are all the other intersecting substances and bodily processes of vitamin D? There's many. Oh my goodness gracious! You should see his replies here. I wish I could blow up the screen for you, but I could look it up. I could look at. He said, yeah. It doesn't matter what qualifications you have because the line of outsourcing logical thought to people who have been processed through the education system is over. Yeah, he's true. He's right. He's right about that. However, if you see his other replies, the person makes suggestions about injections and other ways to get it, and he just says it's not natural. People buy into this, and there's replies there. There's other users on Facebook. You don't even know if they're real people. They're probably robots. Even if they're like, it's been proven, a large percentage of Facebook users are actually robots, and there's a lot of people that are robots as well. So you can see here, by now you have probably seen a lot of people claim the benefits of vitamin C, and also called names of ascorbic acid. Some articles even do this, saying that if you consume synthetic vitamins, yeah, there's a lot of confused people out there, and you try to show them the proof, they still don't believe it because they'll say, they have nothing to reference it to, even if they saw the truth. Yeah. And then one woman there said supplementing hormones is bad, she said. Oh, well, how does she know that? And I used to be one of those people, I would just kind of reply, just not knowing what I was saying, just because it's something to do. It's unbelievable. And when you try to show them things, when you try to show them evidence, they, like I said, they simply dismiss it. And these influencers are so convoluted that it basically drives people to wackiness. Many people spend far too long in the sun also, which what do you think happens to your skin if you spend too long in the sun? It burns it, right? And then your vitamin D production is gone down the tubes. Therefore, it's a good idea to supplement, but different ways of supplementing, different methods, and you have to get an individualized
super
approach.
Important. Ultraviolet light, UVB specifically, has been shown to affect the microbiome of the gut in a positive manner. But
I've had relatives of mine that went to a tanning bed salon and they permanently damaged their skin. Yep. Believing that they believe the marketing. There's all kinds of people believe these things.
Yeah. In interventional studies, you cannot simulate that with a vitamin D supplement. You need to be a human out of the cage. You need to get in the real sunlight. You need to do exercise. You need to fast.
Like I said,
occasionally, you need to do hard workouts. You need to be in nature, and you need to eat the most nutrient-rich foods.
Well, that sounds great, but how many of us live in this kind of environment that he's talking about?
Toxin-rich foods, and that will increase your NAD in your life.
In an ideal world, he would be correct, yes, but we don't live we live nowhere near an ideal world. But like I said, influencers like this, you can see that they are misleading people. What can you do? What can you do is you could basically not follow them. Anyway, you can follow them just to see what they say, but know that it's not individualized. You have to be individualized. That's the main fact.
A couple of technical rabbit holes in this podcast, but these are three really important concepts that I wanted to discuss. And the overarching idea is, yet again, an animal-based diet wins.
So how can you make these generalizations? They're generalizations. Different groups of people evolved with different food supplies. But the main point is that protein-rich foods leave the most cellular residue in the form of excess nitrogen. I'm not saying avoid protein. I'm saying we're not supposed to eat that much of it. But it also depends on individual lifestyle. If you're a guy that goes to the gym often, you might need more protein. His claim of animal foods being the best are false for this reason. To put it into perspective, proteins are like bricks, okay? Proteins are like bricks. While they can be used to build a fireplace, they are not suitable for fuel for the fire. Why? They require too much heat and leave behind a significant residue. Yep. If you don't believe me, you can verify what I say. But even if you check online, which most of you are going to do, you're probably not going to know who to believe. It's a sad thing. Even if you go to the library, you don't know. But when you study basic biology and chemistry, yes, that's what it'll show you. However, many of us haven't even done that. Probably won't. And it's a sad state of affairs we're living in. And when you try to open up people's minds, they end up dismissing you. Have you ever run into somebody that eats too much protein? They usually smell like acetone, or they smell as if they were sometimes they can smell. You can smell too much protein on them. It's not the protein, it's the byproduct.
I'm a truth seeker. When I'm wrong, I will talk about it. When I'm right, I will tell you guys that I think I'm right. And in this case, I continue to think that I'm right about vegetables not being good for humans.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That is
I'm
crazy.
Right about meat and organs being the center of a human diet. I continue to believe that fruit is good for humans, that fructose in the whole food matrix is not damaging for humans, something I've talked about previously on other podcasts just a few weeks ago. I continue to believe that honey is good for humans and often sought. And I continue to believe deeply that getting out in nature in real sunlight with community and doing things that you value is critical to being a human animal.
But is it good for you? Is it good?
Medical Medium reports that
here's another one.
With the unique ability.
Medical Medium. I have had relatives send me links about this guy, and they're into religion, so they mix religion with this type of stuff. Oh yeah, believe me, magical thinking is everywhere. Medical Medium is comical. It's comical. He's opening up people's minds, but however, he's misleading people.
Converse with the spirit of compassion.
Spirit, yeah, he talks to spirits.
An invaluable resource to doctors who need help with their most difficult cases. An example of his supposed diagnostic work actually appeared on TV when he worked with Kim Kardashian.
The medical medium can talk to spirits.
Look at how stupid this looks.
But
oh my God.
Is not a real doctor.
Oh man, here's a real doctor. Dr. Bradford Weeks, orthomolecular doctor. Yeah. And
if you had a house plant and it was kind of fading green, you would think, is there too much light? Is there too little water?
Yes.
You would look to see if there's toxicities involved or deficiencies.
Yes.
And we all know that. And so why do we lead with an expensive pharmaceutical agent when we wouldn't do that with our plant?
Yeah.
We check to see the water and check to see what the light is.
Yeah.
So it's not really discovering orthomolecular work. It's really remembering that that's what we should be doing all along.
And what is a balanced diet anyway? I played this clip on other videos of mine.
You know, the statement is, if you eat a well-balanced diet, you get all the vitamins and minerals you need. And any intelligent person asks, well, what is a well-balanced diet? And the answer is, it's a diet that gives you all the vitamins, minerals you need, right? So you kind of spin out of this cycle thinking, well, I probably eat a well-balanced diet. And that is a myth.
There's not a whole lot you need to know. There's only about 50 essential nutrients. All you want to do is put together a program that gives you optimum quantities, and you have to guess at them because they're somewhat different for people, of all 50. And you have to start taking those so you're getting at least the basic material.
Yeah.
And then see how many problems disappear.
Yeah.
And then you maybe have...
However, you mentioned guessing. You shouldn't be guessing, but this video was made back in 1998. Coincidentally, that's when my family problems started and when my health problems started happening quite often. And my mother was into all this wacky alternative stuff without measurements and things like that. This video came out that year. I mean, this world is just full of irony.
You maybe need to spend more time on certain people, like Dr. Hoffer talks about, the ones that require much higher doses for some reason, that are dependent on certain nutrients, or that need to be detoxified.
Yeah.
So the approach is not that complicated.
Yeah. Therefore, if you'd like a personalized assessment, you can take my bottom left-hand corner there. There's a free one there. Go to my website, free. It's no obligation. That shows you what I can do, and then if you choose, if you can't afford it, I can even do a free personalized assessment for you. That's usually worth about 120 Canadian, so maybe like $90. I'm simply starting right now, therefore the prices are pretty low. But even if everyone has to eat, right? I wish I could do this stuff for free. I will do it for free for those who need it, but I also take donations as well. Anyway, I have to study this stuff in school for years, and it's not just a weak course like some people think. They mock me. I've already heard people mocking. They say, "Oh, you're not a doctor, therefore you can't know this stuff." That's just that's what I used to think as well. That's what I used to think, because I didn't know what they did. It's sad that we still have a childlike mindset. We can't shake off the mindset that there's quackery out there, people profiting from us and all these kinds of things. I said, honestly, just give it an honest look. And if you like my videos and what I'm trying to do here, reaching neglected demographics, please spread what I do to others as well. There's nothing to lose, right? These are all the things I test, and you can see on the left-hand side there, all the major functions, all the major cell nutritional functions, and we show deficiencies or excesses, and I look at your old medical history or current medical history and use those, right? This is not quackery. So that doesn't have to be you at the top right there. Yeah. And vitamin and mineral interactions, those are very relevant. Anyway, if you like what I do, please like and subscribe.